at the top edge. There was a sell on a pullback into this, obviously we can see that there's a probable change of behavior level that's in here as well. You can see that there's a technical level just running through there, which is interesting that Max found the perfect sell against that technical level, isn't it? And then we've got another level 2 liquidity level up here that Max is then sold into. And, well, you can see what's just happened. We've went 64s down to 60s. And an absolutely fantastic sell side outcome from that most recent little trade there at 64s. So great trades from Max, fantastic outcomes, brilliant profits, and doesn't get much better than that, to be honest. Very good, very good. So welcome in, guys. There's not a lot to tell you. It's a US holiday today, so the only things that you could have maybe made some good money on was last night's RGLs. And last night's RGLs, come on, seriously? Do I have to ever mention it again, Kim, or are we happy that that's us? That we've got as many people trading these as we will ever get trading these. And if you don't want to trade them, you don't have to trade them, of course. But my goodness, Sunday nights, every professional trader is at their desks making money. If you don't want to be one of them, that's your choice. RGL last night, 79.40s to 79.50s. Buying from the green side open, pop to the upside, buying on the pullback, pop to the upside, pop to the upside, pop to the upside, pop to the upside. I did a classroom earlier on today that suggested that 82.20s was the final exit for oil. 82.20s. That's a $2,600 per contract profit. 5 lot would have been worth $13,000 by trading last night's RGL. You could have went to bed, put your stops at break even +1, and then woken up this morning with $13,000 in your account, more than you had at the beginning of the session. Still nobody does them. Can't believe it, Kim. But anyway, $13,000 on a 5, $2,300 on a single, a good old single possibly, with add-ins at different locations, opportunities to make a lot more money on the way up. And then we see the 2 big fingers here of profit taking. That was the big highlight, allowing you to start taking off the trade at those points. We went through the process of targets. You can see targets here, you can see targets here, you can see targets here, you can see the big target here. And everybody, we did a classroom, as I said, about these targets, looking for these areas, and just a sensation in terms of tradable outcomes. Absolutely sensational. So that's oil. Brilliant trades, brilliant outcomes. It's been one of those good days. It's been one of those good days, guys. Not a lot to get too excited about. We've just bought some equity duration. I had a little chat to the guys earlier on today about duration. We were talking about duration as a structure, as a process, and we were looking at R² duration. And I suggested obviously a short duration trade this morning. When we were talking about it, I suggested obviously we saw shorts. You can see these short trades in here. So we had short durational trade in this area here, and we've been buying long duration just down here, and you can see it's already started to make some really nice gains to the upside. A very nice trade and a very nice outcome. And you can see obviously into the bottom edges, it's not a single trade, it's a phase of trading. Duration is not a single point in the charts. Duration is a change in sentiment. And you can see how that change of sentiments evolve. Short duration is obviously something that we want to be able to take to the bank. Usually, obviously, short duration is, in most cases, is going to be something that increases interest rates, and it should be negative, net negative for equities, net negative for equities. And obviously, the takeaway from that is a pretty good series of outcomes. Now, when you're looking at these aren't reds and they're not greens. These are just R squareds. That's all they are, guys. These are just R squareds. So they show when the R squared is evolving. So when we see that the R squared is evolving in these areas, if we look at the value, we can see the value is very, very negative here. So that's telling us that the trade is going to be a short durational trade. And inside this area, the R squared is negative again here, very heavily negative again here. And you can see that the R squared is very positive. So we know that there's going to be a buy trade in here. So that's simply the sell trades at the top edge for duration, the buy trades at the bottom for duration. And that's duration for you. Perfectly valid, perfectly big structures, monstrous profits, by the way, monstrous profits on these so far. So all good, all good. We've got max, trading max at the moment is down for adjustments at the present moment. Last week we started with a $3,800 account. It is actually down today, so those trades that we've seen today haven't been included in max today, but max's balance at the moment is $10,237. So we've went from $3,800 to $10,237 so far in the first week. And but as I said, that doesn't include today's max trades because, as I said, max is down for some adjustments, some micro adjustments. Well, it's a start, Steve. I think we can obviously do a lot better than that. I think we're still a mile away from where we want to be on it, but I think we're getting closer. Every time we look at it, we're getting closer and closer to something that really is good enough. Because we've always got to look at the performance against the amount of risk that's been taken at times, and put that into context. Put that into context as well. Anyway, welcome in, guys. I hope you're all good. As I said, data-wise, we're in dire straits this morning because it's a US holiday, of course, and there's no no European data of any interest to either. So it is a desperate afternoon ahead. Unfortunately, I think we'll see just rotational business unless we get some sort of sound bites. Just watch the oil markets. Obviously, been very volatile in the overnight session, and then obviously we come into the week proper beginning tomorrow, Tuesday, 12th of October. And 12th of October, we start to see Eurozone economic zoos. They're both forecast quite weak numbers, so we can start thinking about those numbers. We've got the JOLTS job openings numbers expected to be a little bit higher. We've got the opening funding coming out at 6 o'clock tomorrow. That's the 10-year bond auction followed on Wednesday by the 30s. And that's obviously going to keep us interested from a bond trading perspective. So, not very much, I'm afraid, this afternoon. So we might spend a little bit more time just on the Monday Club concepts, trying to pick up on some order flow ideas. We want to make sure that the Monday order flow is really focused on, and I want to really focus on this idea of what the algorithms are doing. So that we can understand how an algorithm works, what it's looking for to be working, and how we can take advantage of the HFTs rather than finding ourselves batting against them, which is always a bit of a bad proposition because they nearly always win, at least in the short term. So we'll take a look at those algorithmic processes this afternoon. Anyway, welcome in, guys. As I said, not very much to convey so far today, but I'll certainly grab a little bit of lunch, and then we'll kick on this afternoon with the order flow.